Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Now there's no Premier League action this coming weekend. It's the Nations League, of course. We're actually going to one of those Nations League matches on Friday, Wales versus Denmark, so hopefully Wales will grind out a win there. Hopefully Gareth Bale's back as well. But as there's no Premier League action, what we'll do, we'll have a look back at last week. So Nathan, do you just want to run through how you got on with your predictions?
Last week I had 8 points with 2 perfect results. That being Cardiff v Brighton, I correctly predicted us to win 2-1. And the other perfect result was Tottenham to correctly beat Crystal Palace 1-0 away at Selhurst Park.
And for myself, I had the same amount of correct results as you, but I only had one perfect score, that being the Manchester derby, where Manchester City, of course, beat Man United 3-1 at the Etihad.
The overall totals are as follows. NWM 88 points, BBL 100 points.
Looking in the comment section, there wasn't massive scores across the board. The highest score of the week was Nadia Islam, and Nadia, she came away with 10 points overall. So as you can see, normally it's around about 14-15 points, the highest score. But yeah, Nadia, congratulations on getting the highest score for week 12 with 10 points. For those of you who are playing in our Fantasy Football League, here is the top 10 table once again. And for the second week on the trot,
Surulakshya Rayumaji
is at the top of the table. So,
Surulakshya Rayumaji,
congratulations to you. The top scorer of the week, though, with 87 points, was the Master, managed by Michael Adi Ojo. So, Michael, congratulations on getting the top score for week 12. Nathan, this week you had 58 points, which puts you on an overall score of 651 points. I myself had 57 points, and I'm now on 670 points. So, do you want to just quickly run through your team? Is there going to be any changes coming in the next week or so?
Okay, so as you can see, I've got Etheridge in goal. The reason I decided to put Etheridge in this week was because I had Edison as my other goalkeeper. Now, I was unsure about what was going to happen in the Manchester derby, so I thought Cardiff had the better chance of getting a clean sheet there. I put Etheridge in goal for this game week. Then at the back I had Morrison, maybe because I thought he could sneak a goal in and possibly keep a clean sheet against Brighton. Robertson's been playing really well this season, so I've had him from the start. He's been playing fantastically. He got 12 points last week. He's in the dream team, so it's all good. I also have Marcus Alonso. He's been playing well. Got me 8 points, so I'm happy. I captained Salah, 16 points. Can't go wrong there. I knew he'd get something against Fulham. David Brooks has been playing well, but unfortunately he didn't do well this week.
Well, Bournemouth lost, of course.
Yeah, Bournemouth, of course, lost. I didn't expect them to lose, but I think he's going to pick up more form. Then I got Ruben Neves. Now, he didn't get high score points either. I think I'm going to transfer him out next week. I'm not sure who with, though, but bye-bye Neves. Then I got Lucas Moura. He's been playing alright. He got 3 points, so can't argue with that. He has been playing well in recent weeks. Arnautovic got 2. Wilson got 2. Disappointed with that. And Aguero got 7, of course. Great game week.
Okay, yeah. So overall you had, as we said, 58 points, but the highest point scorer in the entire world only had 107, which was, I think that must be the lowest for the season anyway. Moving on to my team, I've got a similar sort of defensive unit as yourself. I put Etheridge in goals as well. I thought Cardiff may have kept a clean sheet, but they didn't against Brighton. Lewis Dunk, of course, scoring for Brighton with a good header at the back post. At the back, I've got Alonso, like yourself, Robertson, who had a great game. And I actually captained him, and he brought me returns of 24 points. I think he came away with, well, he had the clean sheet and an assist in that match. Morrison had to go off injured. I can't remember, was it early in the second half? Yeah, that's right, and he was replaced by Lee Peltier. Manga slotted in alongside Bamba there in the centre of defence. And talking of Cardiff, this was our reaction to Bamba's 90th minute goal. Yeah, we got carried away a little bit there, but all the same as Cardiff.
Pinballs. That's
Yeah,
all I can
pinball
say.
at the end of the match, but it was magnificent. That Doherty for Wolves, they didn't keep a clean sheet. Of course, they gained a 1-1 draw against Arsenal, which was a pretty good. Which was a pretty good result for them anyway. In midfield, I've got two Everton midfielders there, Sigurdsson and Richarlison, and at the moment they're doubtful for the next match, but I fully expect them to be fit for the next fixture, which is home against Cardiff. I've also had Hazard there. He didn't come back with any returns, just the 3 points. And up front, I had Arnautovic, Lacazette and Aguero, and only Aguero got me any decent returns there, where he scored in the Manchester derby, of course. So yeah, as we said, I had 57 points overall. So that's our fantasy football teams. For next week, I'm not sure who I'm going to bring in or leave out, etc. I might take Lacazette out, because I think he's only scored once now in the last 4 fixtures. However, it all depends really on injuries, how they get back, coming back from the
and also
the Nations League. So
and also the run of form or run of fixtures that they have, because
absolutely, yes.
Some teams have better runs into Christmas than others. I.e., like Cardiff, good run. Southampton, they don't have a good run in until January now, I believe.
Yeah,
so.
Well, talking about the Premier League, the top of the table, as we see, Manchester City beating Manchester United. Okay, it was only 3-1, but they totally dominated that match. I think Man United only scored through a penalty via Martial, but as we can see, Manchester City at the top of the tree with 32 points. Then come Liverpool on 30 and Chelsea with 28 points. So you still tipping Liverpool to win the Premier League at the end of the season?
Well, Man City are looking extremely good at the moment, but I still have confidence that Liverpool might have a strong chance of winning the league. Mind, I can't remember the last time that 3 teams have been undefeated before the second international break of the season.
Yeah, I normally get maybe 1, but not 3.
Yeah, but I fully expect Liverpool to sort of, after about January, pick up really good form, and then possibly overtake Man City. Is going to go down to the wire this season, I reckon, with Man City, Liverpool and possibly Chelsea. I think that it's going to be a last game of the season decider of who wins the league.
I think Manchester City, I think they're going to slightly pull away though from the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea. That they're just totally dominant. That's my point of view anyway, and I don't think they're going to win it as the same margin as they did last season when they absolutely destroyed everybody. But I think they're going to win the league by, I don't know, around about 9 points in the end of the season. So, looking at the bottom of the table though, there's just 4 or 5 points separating the bottom 7. It's getting very exciting down there. Okay, they're not picking up points against any of the top sort of 6 teams, you could say, apart from Bournemouth. I know Newcastle beat Bournemouth, but I think it was the first match of the season where a side down the bottom has taken any points off the big 6, and that is Crystal Palace drawing against Arsenal. Apart from that, though, those top 6 teams, as they say, is just winning everything really. But Newcastle now winning the last 2 matches back to back. Seem to have turned it around slightly, but they are still just 1 point off the drop zone. But what do you think of Fulham then? They've sacked Jovanovic today?
Yes, they have, and they also, believe it or not, when I was looking on social media earlier, I did actually see that the article that they released both announced the sacking and the appointment in exactly the same article, which was interesting.
Well, it's obvious that Jovanovic would have been told this a few days ago. They've probably been sounding out Ranieri for the last week or so, but can Ranieri turn it around down there? I think he did the same as Leicester a few years ago. He managed to keep them up, and then the following season he led them to the title, of course.
Yes.
Player-wise, are they any better than the Fulham team that Ranieri has taken over now?
Well, really, Ranieri has to sort out the Fulham defence.
It is the defence that's letting them down big time, isn't it? So.
Worst defence ever in Premier League history at this stage. He's got to do something, but...
Do you think you can keep them up?
It depends. I need to see how they're going to play for a few fixtures first before I make my mind up, but the way Fulham's defence is at the moment, it's just stuck together with sellotape on there. They run out onto the pitch, stuck together with sellotape, with a nice smooth attack that is just fluid as anything. Really works well, but the defence is just crumble, if that.
Well, in their fixture against Liverpool last week, Mitrovic scored, had it disallowed. Liverpool went at the other end, as they do, pace and scored. And Sessegnon had a superb chance as well to score as well. So a little bit unlucky against Liverpool, although Liverpool dominated as usual. But I thought they were unfortunate there.
Yeah, I thought they were.
If they would have avoided defeat, do you think that he would have been sacked as well?
I still think he would have been sacked because I think Shad Khan has been chasing Ranieri for quite a while now because just looking at Fulham's form, they've lost their last 6 games, I think.
Yeah, they have.
Without draws or anything.
Yeah, do you think though that a Sam Allardyce or a David Moyes should have gone in there instead? Managers that are proven at the bottom to get teams out of trouble, really.
Well, I think I didn't see Sam Allardyce really go into Fulham. I probably expect someone else. I think Sam Allardyce is going to take over your Southamptons, maybe your Crystal Palaces if they start sinking a bit. He's been there before, but who knows? I think he's going to go to one of their clubs. But the likes of Huddersfield and Cardiff, there's going to be no manager movements there.
No, unless it's a complete disaster.
Yeah, like Cardiff lose 15 games. Then,
on the trot.
But even if we lose 15 games, I would still want to see Warnock stay.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Talking of Fulham, of course, their next match is a massive game against Southampton at Craven Cottage. How do you see that one going? Because Southampton needs the points.
Yeah.
They could have gained victory. They should have. Charlie Austin, of course, having a rant, which was kind of good to see.
I'm happy.
Rather than your normal, we had a good match, fans did well and all that sort of stuff. It was good to see such passion from a player in front of the camera, I think.
Yeah, it's about time that someone spoke out about the refereeing in this league because
it's been
this season it's been diabolical. It's been absolutely diabolical this season, especially except for the Brighton game. Apart from that, the rest of the season, the refereeing's been horrendous when we've been playing at home.
As we've discussed then, Nathan, Ranieri has gone into Fulham. Who do you think will be the next managerial casualty in the Premier League?
Well, if you would have asked me 4 weeks ago, then I probably would have said Rafa Benitez, but I probably would have thought he would have walked. But since Newcastle are starting to pick up form now, I can't see that happening. This is quite a tricky one because the teams that are in the relegation zone, none of Huddersfield's, Cardiff, we're not going to sack our managers.
No.
Definitely not. The team that is probably at the most risk at the moment is Sparky Hughes and Southampton. If there's going to be a manager to go, it's going to be Mark Hughes or Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, possibly. I think if Southampton, if their form dips now, as we said, we've already said they had a fairly decent result against Watford, and they could have really won that, or should have won that. If their fixtures, they're coming up against Fulham, if they lose that one and then lose their next couple of fixtures, the pressure on Sparky down there is going to be, it's going to be massive. But yeah, we'll see how it goes anyway. So before we go then, Nathan, should we just have a couple of predictions for the Nations League? Let's start off with Wales' match against Denmark at the Cardiff City Stadium on Friday.
I think it's going to be a very difficult game for Wales.
Yeah, definitely.
Selection problems up front, of course, but I gotta say, I think it's going to be a promotion party on Friday, and I'm going to say 2-1 victory to Wales. 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to go slightly less goal than this one. I think it's going to be tight. Wales went away to Denmark, lost 2-0. I think Eriksson will be back playing in this match, so it's going to be tough midfield battle. But I think Wales, I'm going to go positive as well. I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory for Wales. And finally, let's do Netherlands versus France in Group 1 in League A. How do you see that one going?
I can see France. I can see France absolutely dominating this one. Of course, Netherlands haven't been in a tournament, I believe, now since 2014, a major finals tournament, which for quite a while. They're not in a good place at the moment, I don't think. I'm going to say a 3-0 victory to France.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to go for a draw in this one. I'm going to go 1-1.
Interesting.
Alright, okay then guys, thanks for watching as always. Hope you enjoy the football over the weekend. We certainly will, as long as the results go with us. We'll see you in the next video.